Knon 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people. Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to knon.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.
We'd like to say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Church Information in Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. Reaching every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on Knon 89.3 FM, the voice of the people. Like say good morning to Sister Willie Mae Davis and her husband. I met you at the collision center there in Mesquite yesterday. Say good morning to you. Hope you all having a wonderful morning. And everybody, I'd like to say I've been gone a couple of weeks. And we thank God for our safe return, and thank God for Reverend Ron Wright for standing in. Mr. Robert Petrie, thank you, all of y'all, for standing in. And I tell you what, we're still in the midst of our summer pledge drive. I've got to raise some money. We got Miss Flanagan will be coming on. She's with the Mothers Against Police Brutality. She's on the line. We're holding right now, and we'll be going to her in just a moment. But I need you to light those lines up also, not only just to talk. It's good to always talk. I always invite you to talk. But I also need some money this morning. I need to raise money for our pledge drive. To keep us on the air and keep us strong, we need money. So you can call us at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. With your tax-deductible pledge, we have perks galore. We almost can put this thing in hardback now. There's so many perks that are here on this thing. And y'all know what I'm talking about. You get everything you want. But most of you will support my show because, we're going to bring you what's happening and tell the truth. We don't care whose toes it step on. We don't care how angry you even might get with us about the truth of the matter. We're going to point it out to you. We have nobody to, we got to hold over our head. We don't get any corporate donations. We don't get anything from people, certain business. I don't take any money under the table. I don't have to do that. And all I can do is come in and tell you what's going on. You might get mad, but you always come back a better person because you've learned something and it makes you think. Now, whether you agree or disagree, we're going to make you think. We're going to make you turn another ear, another eye to what's really going on in your community, in the state and around the nation, around the world. So you can call us at 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893 is that number to call. All righty, let's go to our KNON hotline on line 4 and say good morning to you have Miss Cora Flanagan. Is Cora Flanagan called in this morning? Good morning, Miss Flanagan.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Well, I'm okay. Just a little early. Had a long day. Just got in bed a couple hours ago, so I am up because I believe in you.
All right, thank God. How things down where you are? How's the weather?
They're already muggy. That's San Antonio for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it gets kind of humid down there also. It can get humid in San Antonio. But that's a pretty city. I like San Antonio. It's a nice place. Mothers Against Police Brutality. We have a red-hot issue going on now in Ferguson, Missouri. But we cannot overlook Dallas, Texas, in the way things are going across this nation. New York City. we have these police shooting of our young black men all over the nation. It's an epidemic.
Yeah.
What's going on? Can you tell us, how did you get started? Why did you start your organization, Mother Against Police Brutality?
My only son, Clinton Allen, was murdered on March the 10th, 2013, by Dallas police from Clarksdale. And Clinton was only 25 years old. He was unarmed.
Young man. Mm-hmm.
And he was shot 7 times, once in the back. And he was shot, the initial shots, his hands were up, almost like the same young man in Ferguson.
His hands was up when he was shot?
Yeah, his hands were up when he was shot. And the last shot, if you know anything about stippling and soot means that
the proximity.
A shot. Yeah, it's
proximity.
A close-up shot.
Mm-hmm.
The last shot to his back has stippling and soot.
So in other words, he was almost stuck the gun in his back and shot him?
The last shot. We can only, from the autopsy, piece together how that could have gone. And no other shots have stippling of soot, but this last shot. Mm-hmm. And we know that there's some maniac, very sick policemen on all police force, including Dallas.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that we could surmise is that last shot was to kill him. This police officer that killed Clinton had 9 other excessive force infractions on his record, 1 attempted murder, and a falsified police record. In other words, he should have never, ever been a policeman. Should have never been on the force. Something went wrong with him.
But are you saying he had shot him, 5 or 6 other times before you made that last shot in his back?
Yeah. Yes, he had shot him 6 times. And then the last time he shot him twice underneath his arms because his hands are held. And then he shot him in the center mass area, the shoot-to-kill area that they're trained to shoot. And then the last shot was up close and in the back. The kill shot.
Now, how many police were shooting?
1. This cop shot Clinton and unloaded. His clip came out, said a witness. His clip came out, and he put another one in.
He reloaded?
He reloaded, yes.
And shot him again?
And shot him again.
Where did this happen?
It happened, as a matter of fact, there is a rally today by a group of people, a young lady leading this rally, Ebony Isaac, just got involved and just started to understand what is happening in Dallas. She was giving a rally for Mike Brown, and our representatives, we were talking to her, and we were telling her about all of the, we support Mike Brown's family. No mother should have to bury their child and lose their child in a way that this child in Ferguson died. But we have Clinton Allen, and we have Tobiah Mackey's and James Harper's and Brandon Washington.
Oh, yes, we have. We have
Salvador Munoz, Tom L. Hurd. We could go on and on and on. Mm-hmm. So the rally is at 3303 Southern Oaks Drive today at Rosemont Apartments, which is where Clinton was killed.
Over there in Southern Oaks?
Yes, off of Southern Oaks, 3303.
Wow, back in the 60s, I lived over there.
Well, it's one of the hot zip codes, 75216.
Yeah, that is a red hot zip code on many issues, and hardly none of them are good.
That's right. That's what Clinton's misfortune was. He didn't live there, but he had a friend that lived there, and so he was murdered. But I was telling the young lady, we have to. What we are really, really good at in Dallas is not taking our issues up front. We will jump on an international bandwagon.
Hypocrisy.
Absolutely. Quickly. The Trayvon Martin bandwagon.
Hypocrisy.
Now we're on the Mike Brown bandwagon. How can we get on those bandwagons and not ride our own horses right here?
Right.
And what is going on in this city is that over 70 young, unarmed, black and brown men have lost their lives, unarmed and mentally ill, have lost their lives to police brutality, and you don't see the leaders coming forward having rallies for them.
Well, we have to understand that it's all about hype and imagery and different things. We have some that are members of national organizations, and when something is happening in New York, Chicago, or across the nation, they are there with certain national leaders, but at the same time, something happened right in the shadows of their churches and different things, and their political offices, they are completely silent. Have you had any African American politicians to come out and stand with you at any of your rallies?
Not a one. Not a one. Dr. Wallace and I had a conversation last night. And
talking about Juanita?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. The one thing that we will no longer stand for is these politicians coming into our communities. Because, see, these politicians were supposedly the leaders in our communities. They come into our churches and they come into our communities and they ask, please vote for me, and then they go back on the hill and they do nothing. And for years, we allowed them to have the title of leader. They are no longer the leaders in our community.
No.
So if you're going to come and ask for votes in our community, in our churches, you're going to have to deal with Mothers Against Police Brutality, because we want to know what is your stance against police brutality. And if you have none, you get no vote. And we will get out in a grassroots effort with children from UTA, University of Denton, SMU, and we will be canvassing, and we will be giving report cards on these people in our communities that only come out to ask for votes.
Well, you've got it dead right. I mean, you have no politicians that will stand for the injustices that are happening to our young people here in our community, and older people also. They won't stand all, but they want your vote. They'll come crying and snorting going on, please vote for me, I'll set you free. But at the same time, when things are coming down, when things they ought to be taking a stand in our community, standing up for our community, protecting our community as they should be, they are absent. Truly. Totally. But, but once upon a time, we did have politicians. I remember the days of Al and Diane, Al Lipscomb, Diane Ragsdale. We had politicians that would stand with the people, that stood up. But we just don't have that now, and I call them out as it is. This is the worst group of sorriest politicians we've ever had elected in the history of Dallas. I'm talking about black politicians. I'm calling these black folks out.
That's right. Reverend Barnett.
Yes.
Now, let's do a roll call here. We have a black district attorney. We have a black police chief. We have a black fire chief. We have a black city council member. We have a black senator, Royce West. We have a black congresswoman, Annie Bernice Johnson. We have a black state representative, Tony Rose, Helen Giddings. And we they will not stand on the issue of police brutality. Now,
you have more black representatives than that.
Yeah, well,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm just naming
you're represented by a black person. Most black people are represented by a black person
absolutely.
on every level except
every
the
level.
United States Senator.
That's right.
All the way to the president. You're represented by a black person.
Absolutely.
We're talking about our county commissioners. We're talking about, let's call them all out city council people.
Yes,
we are represented on every level. You have they have somebody black representing them. But are you any better off?
No.
You're actually worse off.
Yes, you are. Because
you're
we've been trained. We've been trained to treat our political black leaders like they're celebrities.
Right.
Once they get in office, they're untouchable, and we're not allowed to ask anything of them. And my God, we are honored when they come back 4 years later just to come in our neighborhood and come to our churches and say hi to us and stand in the line. Oh, my God, I met Senator so-and-so. Or I met, and I shook his hand. I'm going to vote for him.
Right. But it's sad. We have black judges. We just every level. But Dallas is one of the few large cities, if not the only one, that allow this type of madness to go on.
Yes.
We allow ourselves not to be represented. We don't hold these officials accountable to nothing. As you say, we treat them like they're some kind of celebrities. They're not there to be celebrities. They're there to serve us.
Right.
And hear us and listen to things that concern us, not do their own thing, which is always trying to put something together and make themselves some money. So this is what's going on in Dallas, and we need to wake up and grow up.
Wake up and grow up. Well, one of the interesting things that we found out, because we don't like to deal with conjecture. We like to give people the facts, because when you give people the fact, then they have to deal with it.
Right.
And one thing that we found out, Reverend Barnett, is that these members of these mega churches that have, 10, 15, 20,000, 25,000 members, you put all those numbers together, that's enough to elect every local black person we need in our district and precinct.
They don't think in those terms. They don't think in those terms.
But let me say what is happening. Because they go to every one of these mega churches, the churches have done a reverse, is playing a reverse role. It's the churches that are keeping these black political leaders in office and their members. As keeping it, because they are the big voters. They go to churches, and by the way, they're 501c3. You're not even supposed to allow to have candidates come to your church and ask for a vote.
All right.
But they do it, and so they do all their campaigning at the church. They load them up after church.
Could you hold 1 second? We're up against a short break.
Sure.
And y'all can call us at 972-647-1893. You can call us up 972-647-1893, and we'll be right back. We'll take your calls in the next segment, but we also need some calls for some pledges. 972-647-1893. We'll be right back. All right, we're back on Church Information Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. And we got things going on. We need those tax-deductible pledges, but we are taking your conversation also. We want to hear your conversation. We want to hear you commenting. It is time for us to grow up and wake up in Dallas. We have too long have been so lethargically apathetic about what's going on in our city because we're too comfortable. But that's where they want you to be, comfortable while they steal the world. Now, you need to wake up, grow up, and then we are going to get some information. The lady's holding a rally today. Could you bring Ms. Flanagan back on line 4? I think she's on. Yeah, and Ms. Flanagan, are you there?
Yes, I am.
And we was discussing this wake up and grow up. What time is that rally today over on Southern Oaks?
It's at 1 o'clock at Rosemont Apartments.
The Rosemont Apartments. That's the ones across the street right there, Illinois and Southern Oaks.
Exactly.
Overton Road. Yes, 1 o'clock. Where it be held in the apartments, outside the apartments?
I think they're it's going to the idea of the young lady, such a magnificent young lady. Her idea was to go to a site where some of these murders had happened, and so they're going to have people up front to guide you to where the site where Clinton was murdered is in Building 6. So they're going to gather outside of Building 6. There'll be some people in the front, like I say, to direct you. You'll see the people as you come in.
Building 6. Well, you see, people, we cannot be too serious about this. We can't be serious enough.
That's right.
You don't know when your child may not come home.
That's right.
Every young black male is at risk out there. He doesn't have to be doing anything. Just all he got to be is a black male. He's at risk. They're talking about one bad apple don't spoil, one bad apple on the police report, on the police force, but we have bushels of bad apples on these police departments across the nation. Let's face up to it, people. Let's face up to what's really going on. There are bushels of them. And we got to stand up and stand out against these particular atrocities. All righty. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We got a lady. She's on line 1. All right, bring her on. Her name is Miss Mary Harper. All right. You could have left Miss Flanagan also. Leave them out. No, I want her on. Yeah, put her on. All right. But you knocked the other one out. You don't know how to do both? Okay. We have a new producer, and we'll ask Miss Mary Harper, please call back. And we'll try to get them on. We have a lady from St. Louis, from Ferguson, Missouri, on Miss Flanagan. Ask her to call back, see if she can get back in, because all of our lines are full. Ask her to call at 972-647-1893. This is live radio. We have a new producer, and he's going to learn. He's going to do.
He's going to get it right.
Yeah, he'll get it. He's going to get it right. All right. My show is not an easy show to do. It's a very hard show to do because of the volume of calls that come in. But we are trying to. And do you know how to get her and keep Miss Flanagan and keep both ladies on the air? Huh? You don't know how to do it, Miss Flanagan. Could you hold 1 second? I might have to go. I might have to go to the board and do it.
No problem. You go right ahead.
All right, but just put Miss Flanagan on hold. Now bring Miss Harper on. Wish. All right. We'd like to say good morning to Miss Mary Harper. Miss Harper, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I am blessed.
Fine. I understand you're from St. Louis, Missouri, the Ferguson area.
Yes, sir, that is correct. Well, I am a member of a group called the STL in the DFW. We are a social media-based group, but we consist of approximately 800-plus members who have relocated from the St. Louis, East St. Louis, and Kansas City area into the DFW Metroplex.
Okay, all right. Are you familiar with Ferguson, Missouri?
Yes, sir. I lived in Ferguson, Missouri prior to relocating here to the DFW.
What type city is Ferguson? Although I do know because I go through all that all the time when we have a convocation every November, and I'm there going through Ferguson. Going down those streets that they're calling, I'm very familiar with every one of those streets, and I didn't realize I was going through there, and it could have easily gotten me a ticket or anything else going through there.
Yes, sir.
Because most people looking at suburbs in Dallas, you know how Irving sits out a little bit from Dallas, not, the rivers. Ferguson, you can't tell. You literally, it looks just like St. Louis. You would never know unless you know the city awfully well.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. the Ferguson area, it's a part of what's considered St. Louis County,
right,
or North St. Louis County. The demographic has changed tremendously over the years, but at this point, the area is predominantly African American. I believe approximately 60% African American in comparison to 30% other races in the area.
Right, right. But how could it be that they say you have, 53 police officers, 50 of them are white, 3 are African Americans, you have a white mayor, you have a white city council? How could that be with the population that's 2/3 black? Why? There's enough blacks that would elect everybody if they wanted to.
Absolutely. And that would be my main explanation. Unfortunately, not enough of African Americans in our communities come out to vote. We don't participate in local and primary elections, and we don't keep up to date with what's going on in our immediate communities.
So they basically, a lot of this they brought on themselves. To be honest, let's be honest.
I would not say that this type of situation anyone brings on themselves.
But now, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Now, I hate the situation. I hate what has happened. It's deplorable. It's terrible. I know it's vile. It's vicious. It's racist. But if you are 2/3 of the population, there should be some representation from our community that would help head off a lot of these things. Would you not say?
Absolutely. That is good.
Is there a lack of leadership in the black community in Ferguson?
I would say yes. There is a lack of leadership in the African American community throughout the St. Louis Metroplex area. A lot of our people just don't take focus or don't take the needs surrounding the community as seriously as we should, unfortunately, until we're in times of duress like today.
Will you think will this? Do you think this would wake them up to become more politically astute about what's going on around them?
It is my hope. It is my hope and my prayer that situations like this will wake us up and cause us to be more serious and more cognizant of what's going on in our communities and in leadership around us, so that we can prevent issues like this from happening in the future. The numbers are correct. There are more than 50-plus officers in the Ferguson district, and only 3 of them are African American. That should not be on any level at any time for any reason. I do know from working previously with law enforcement in the area that for African American officers who have applied or who have tried to seek employment with that particular police district, it's extremely difficult for them to get on there.
Okay, but what about the mayor? Why isn't there a black mayor in that town?
There should absolutely be a black mayor in that town, with the majority of the residents being 60%, representing 60% of the community.
Why isn't there blacks on the city council?
It goes right back to what you said, is that there is an absence of leadership in the African American community.
See, stuff like this angers me so much. I don't mean to be so harsh and critical of them, but I see people allowing things to happen to them, and God has given them the power, the numbers, and everything, but they seem to sometimes don't have the intestinal fortitude to just go out and make things better for themselves. Are they just comfortable living there? What's going on?
No, I don't think it's an issue of being comfortable in the state that you're in. I believe it's a lack of knowledge. It's a lack of education. There's no secret that St. Louis has had issues with our education systems both in the city and in areas such as Ferguson or Jennings or Riverview. So our children are not being educated. They're not being educated to their full potential. You know, there are teachers and leaders who strive to work, but there's not enough. You know, there's not enough, and there's so many more people that should be able to step up and assume leadership in the African-American community. And hopefully this is something that will bring about a change in our neighborhood.
Well, I certainly, I hate to see something like this happen, man standing there with both hands up and still shot down like a dog. I really hate to see this, but these things will continue when people do not stand up for their own rights. These things will continue. It's time for people all over America. You know, we once thought St. Louis was a little bit more progressive than this because there's nothing but St. Louis. That's all it is, because they're all there together. You can't tell when you're out of one into the other. We would just think, are there progressive politicians that are represent in St. Louis on the school boards and on the city councils and in the county and everything? Aren't there African Americans that represent there?
There are African American representatives in various school boards. Not enough. Not enough. There is an African American presence in our communities, but not enough. We need more. We need more people to step up and assume leadership positions within our various communities, within the various counties in the St. Louis area.
Well, you don't think the people from Ferguson could look at that and learn from what they see others do?
Well, you know what? We all can learn a little bit. Hopefully this is something that will cause people to sit back and reflect and to make a difference. It's time to stand up. It's time to let our voices be heard. It's time to say that this is enough. This is unacceptable. And this is something that we will not tolerate. I do not agree with the looting that took place in our city, you know, but I do support the people in our community who stood up, who stuck to their guns, who stayed out on the street, who protested, and they said, this is enough. This has to end. There has to be a change.
That's great, and that's grand. But will those folks go to the polls and change that whole city government? Will they go to the polls?
Hopefully this is something that they would do, and this is what we strive to encourage them to do, even in our rally today. We're encouraging everyone to register to vote, especially in the African American community. Register to vote. Your vote does count. You do matter. Black men do matter. But if you don't step up and put yourself in a position to allow your vote to be counted, to allow your voice to be heard, then we allow situations like this to take place. We cannot change what has happened. We cannot change what has been done or who has been in office up until this point. But thank God for second chances. We have an opportunity to make a change in our community. We have an opportunity to step up, vote, let your voice be heard, and to make a difference. If we continue to sit down and we continue to be passive and allow these type of things to happen, allow there to only be 3 policemen in the community that are African American, allow there to be no African Americans on the city council, or allow there to be a non-African American mayor in a predominantly African American community. This is what we are saying is acceptable. But this is an opportunity for us to change that. And I believe that the people of Ferguson and the people throughout the St. Louis Metroplex have seen this. And I believe that the people are ready to step up and be more aggressive in what is done in their communities. This is our prayer. This is what we're encouraging everyone to do. And we're encouraging them to do that in a peaceful manner. So that
all right. Well, now, now, let me say something about this. We call for a peaceful manner. And I don't want to see anyone else killed. I hate to see violence. But it's not peaceful, ma'am. Something, when he pulled that trigger on that gun and killed that young man, is that peaceful?
Absolutely not.
That's not peaceful. Let us quit running to the shade tree so fast that give others, that's why I keep happening, because all we're going to do is cry, and let's do it peaceful and everything. No, it's time for us to stand up as men. I'm talking to men now. I'm talking about black men, African-American men. It's time for us to stand up like men. Quit acting like boys. Nobody respects someone that's a coward. And we have some cowardice ways that, and we talk, even some of our national leaders. I'm up against a short break, but let me ask you, Ms. Harper, did you know this young man personally?
No, I did not.
You did not? Okay. But I thank you, and I thank you for your call. And we're going to take other calls as they come in. But I thank you, and thank you very, very much for sharing this information. All right?
You're welcome, Reverend Barnett. We want to encourage people in the DFW Metroplex area to join us today as we gather for a peace rally and prayer vigil. We'll be in Irving, Texas at Victoria Park. As I said, I represent...
Where is that located?
That's Victoria Park in Irving, Texas.
Do you know the street it's on?
Yes, sir. I can give you the exact address.
Okay.
That is at 3051 West Northgate Drive in Irving, Texas.
What time you said it is?
We will be there from 6 to 8 p.m.
All right, everybody come to Irving. Irving, again, the name of the park?
The name of the park is Victoria
Park. All right, in Irving on Northgate Drive. This evening, starting at 6 o'clock. All right, we'll be announcing that more on the program this morning. All righty?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, we're up against a short break, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. We're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. All right, you can call us. We need some pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We need some tax-deductible pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. Let's go to Daryl on line 3. All righty. Good morning, Daryl. Please cut your radio down. Please cut your radio down. Hello? Hello? Lord have mercy. Put him on hold. We might go back to him. No, you cut him off. All right. 972-647-1893. Let's go to Blackhawk on line 2. All right.
Barnett.
Good morning.
So I got beat up by the police out on Primrose Park River. I got beat up by the police when I was there. I was on crime watch. I was certified by Mark Conklin to do crime watch. Had my ID card. Anyway, Marcus Garvey said, without knowledge, the people perish. And I was trying to catch up with Frank, and I lived in the area. 75216 on Seaton Street. So I know that area over there. It's a bad area.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a bad area because you have a lot of good people live in that area. And
I know,
a lot of
they
things.
were organized out there. I tried to organize them out there, Barnett. Dr. Ward, Reverend Williams, and up on churches up for them, they would not organize.
They wouldn't organize?
Not organize. I grew up in that area.
Well, that's a large zip code area, 75216, and I don't want to vilify that whole area because there are too many good people, but you're right, they don't come together.
Barnett, we're having Marcus Garvey Day over at the Pan-African shop today. I started at 5 o'clock.
All right, what's the address of the Pan-African? What's the Pan-African store? What's the address?
Okay, it's 828 4th Avenue, South Dallas.
In South Dallas.
At all times.
Okay.
Acquitted was the only one who helped me when I was homeless. I got homeless. I put out my apartment illegally. I was at a voucher. And somebody got killed up in Estelle Village. You know that?
In Estelle Village, yeah. I've heard about that.
I got the article. I'm sending it to you along with some other letters, okay?
Right.
Thanking God bless it. Tell me that Scott. What was that Scott? I said hello, okay?
Okay, I certainly will.
Assalamu alaikum.
All right, okay. 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893 is the number to call. We need some tax-deductible pledges coming in. We need those pledges, 972-647-1893. Please be patient. Y'all got our lines lighted, but we need for you to be patient. He'll get to you. Our producer, don't worry, give him a little time. He will be experienced in this and do it a lot quicker. So just got all of our lines lighted, but we definitely please. And if it rings so many times and go off, just try to call back, try to get back in. We want to hear what you have to say. All right, 972-647-1893. Let's go. Bring me on line 4. Mm-hmm. All right, Reverend Crenshaw, are you there?
Yes, sir. God bless you.
God bless you. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm mighty fine. I've been going under the weather a little bit.
All right. Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling better since I've heard your voice.
All right. Well, thank God for that. Thank God for that. That makes me feel better.
Ooh, thank you. I always try to give people a lift.
Yeah, well,
let me tell you what's really going down.
Uh-huh.
You don't want to hear this.
Right.
Now, I hear you.
All right.
Hey, as far as saying I'm being a man, let me tell you, we live in a police state. The same thing that went on Ferguson, Missouri, can happen anywhere in any city in the United States of America.
You're 100% right about that.
It's the global political system.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you go down to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've been down there lately.
Well,
I mean, on 35, I'm seeing my bridges. And they track you on those bridges. They tell you to get off, get back on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You keep on, you're breaking law. They will send you a notice in the mail you owe the state of Texas so much. You're in violation. Okay?
Right.
Now, that's the United Nations that is all that. But that's in Austin, of course, that's the state capital, that's the political area. But, of course, you know about your governor. And that's what's going down.
Well, they've indicted him.
Thank you, Jesus.
He might be going down.
Thank you, Jesus.
Right,
That's
right.
Promises 2, I think, to 5 years. The first indictment, I think, is 5 to 99 years. So you figure that.
Yeah.
But here, let me tell you this. One day, they plan all this. One day, this nation's going to be under martial law.
Well,
That's why Eisenhower, when he got in office in 52, don't tell me I'm too long. But here's what's happening. This has all been planned. One day, and that's why the guns, I've been telling you all this time, they're going to take up the guns. Why? They got Caucasian groups. They got one over 500 members. And that's why you see every once in a while, you see a man, a Caucasian male, and a female, or just a male alone, like over there in Dallas, shooting around with the police. Now, it's not called black against the police. It's not, none of that. It's called...
Yeah, but they get the benefit of the doubt when they're carrying weapons. They carry weapons even when the president is speaking. They were standing out there with their rifles and different things like that. They get the benefit of the doubt. Now, if you show up at one of these shops like they've been showing up over the Metroplex with their guns, if you walk in that shop with your guns out and everything, they calling the police, they're going to start shooting and doing everything else. You have to understand the tyranny that's still going on in this country when it comes to African American people. And we need, again, to wake up. You're pretending that you are free. You're pretending that you're living well. You're pretending I got this house. They take that house anytime they want. You're pretending you got this car. We need to quit pretending. We need to grow up and realize and stand up like men and women, and especially men, black men. Okay, fellas? You need to start standing up and being men. I got to move on, but thank you for your call and comment. 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. Bring me Daryl on line 3. Let's try line 3 again. Good morning, Daryl.
It's Gerald.
Is it Gerald?
Yes.
All right. I'm reading. He got Daryl. Thank you, Gerald. Okay.
All right. Good morning, Brother Barnett. Good to have you back and listen to your show there.
Thank you.
I was going to state what the young lady from Missouri was stated. Number one thing, let me say it in this way. White folks respect the black person that votes.
I know that's right. They feel
when
you.
You go to court, if you even have a criminal case, they see that you was a voting participant. They respect that. They take that into account. The thing about it is that we don't have enough advertisement about black men on stand up and be a man, take care of your family, this and that there.
Right.
You know, we have billboards about liquor, pull your pants up and whatnot. We need to get billboards about cleaning up your street, on your own street as well. I'm talking about trash being thrown down, or, you know, I see, hell, I'm even seeing people that not even from South Dallas coming through here and just be at the main red light, right there at Fair Park, and just throw paper out the window like it's nothing.
Well, if they believe it's a trash community, they will treat it like a trash community. Not only South Dallas, there's all parts of Oak Cliff. We got areas that are blighted and don't have to be. Even though you poor, you can be clean. You understand what I'm saying?
South of downtown, Brother Barnett, it is considered second class. And to be honest with you, you treat yourself that way, act that way, what can we say? But the thing about it, we got to have advertising. These billboards and things, we need more up there on what to do. Because you ain't going to read it, sit down and read it in a book unless there's a coupon for a 40 or something off in it. You know, and you can't insinuate that it's because of the white man.
Well, here's what we have. See, depression brings on a lot of anxieties. Anxieties brings on a lot of bad acts, and we act up in an unseemly way because a lot of people are depressed and downtrodden. They don't mean to be that way, but we're going to have to deal with the situation here in Dallas. It's the same as the people there in Ferguson. You see, it's frustrating to sit back and watch people not help themselves, and when they have the help at the end of their arm. If they just take that hand and go pick and register and vote and know the people you're voting for. Don't vote for them just because they're black. Because we got black politicians in Dallas that don't do a dadgum thing. I mean, they ain't about la-da-da, but we still put these people in office. And
we started voting. The thing about it is addiction. Alcohol and drug abuse and addiction. That keep you from thinking sensible. That keep you from thinking about the essence of your lifestyle.
Yeah, that's right. But I thank you for your call. But we're gonna look at many of the good things that you said. All righty. Okay. All right. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Let's go to, I guess, Leon on line number 1. Let's get Leon. Good morning, Leon.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Well, I'm as well as can be expected.
All righty. All right. You have something to say?
A couple of things. First of all, on the incident in Ferguson, if you think back a couple of weeks ago, in California, a white police officer beat up a black woman in the middle of the highway, and it was filmed. It was on national news. And then I believe it was about a week ago, the white police officers choked a black man out in New York.
Killed him. Well, this was done publicly, and they're having a bigger problem in New York, and then it was just as blatant as Ferguson, if not more blatant, because this was captured, and they're doing nothing about it. Won't even indict the policeman or anything. Won't arrest him. And
now we have Ferguson. So what if you step back and look at it? These Gestapo SS type tactics are reminiscent of what happened in pre-Nazi during Nazi Germany. The Gestapo and the SS
during the 1930s, before the beginning of World War II. These things were happening to the Jews. They were happening to Jewish people. They had demonized them for so long. They had talked about them. They had turned people against them. Every other ethnic group in Germany was turned against them. And so when it came time to exterminate them, nobody felt sorry for them. Nobody. And we're having the same problem. But you can't convince African Americans these things are going on in America.
Well, if one looks at the history, Hitler's body was never found and identified, and you have the same type mentality that's pervasive among these neo-Nazis, skinhead groups, and you don't know what these law enforcement people do when they go home and they're not on duty. You don't know whether they're in some kind of organization or whatever. But the issue is there is not a united response from the African American community like there was in the 60s. You don't have a movement. You might have a march here or a march there, but you don't have a united front. You have some people calling in saying be peaceful. Well, Martin Luther King and them were peaceful, but they had a movement and they showed unity, and it was nationwide.
But let me explain something to you about the 60s. In a way, they were forced to deal with Martin Luther King because of other black leaders, such as Malcolm X. You had the Stokely Carmichaels, Huey Newtons. You had the ones that they call militants that they didn't want to deal with. They were forced to deal with Martin.
That's right.
See, it takes all people from all walks of life in order for us to be effective. If you just have people out there that's going to play this thing passively along and nobody there really agitating, calling for certain things that they really fear, they're not going to deal with anybody. But they were forced to deal with Martin. They were forced to pass a 64 Civil Rights Bill. They were forced to pass a 65 Voting Rights Bill, a 68 Open Housing. That was a force there because of they saying we want to deal with Dr. King, but we don't want to deal with these militants. But the militants had a place and a position in that because they were forcing them to deal with Martin. We have to understand the dynamics of the 60s.
They were the stick as opposed to the carrot.
Right.
So
there were dynamics in the 60s, and you're right. We don't have those dynamics today.
No, and a large part of it is the African American clergy, who's supposed to be leading, spiritually black people. They're cowards. They don't stand up for united and stand up and say these things have to stop, or we're going to have our people, out here in the street.
Look, man, they busy lying to folks, telling them they got a blessing waiting on them, outside the door, or whatever, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. They got them so hyped up on somebody's going to give them something. And, they're not going to have to work for it and everything. God has a blessing with your name on it. All this foolishness these Negroes are going for, and they need to cut that mess out. And really read the Bible and study the Bible. The Bible don't teach any mess like that.
When people are afraid to face the oppressor, they hide behind religion.
Yeah.
They hide behind it.
Yeah, but I'm completely out of time for this segment. Thank you for your call. And all of y'all, I need some money, y'all. 972-647-1893. Y'all send that money in. Y'all got some money. I know it's school close time and everything, but you got 3 months to pay this pledge. Now I need y'all to make those pledges and send that money in. Send it. I know y'all got money. Y'all comfortable and everything. Send this show some money. 972-647-1893, and we'll be back for hour number 2. All right, we're back for segment number 2, hour number 2 of Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host, and we've been gone for a couple of weeks, and 3 weeks, and we missed a couple of weeks of the pledge drive. We have not raised hardly any money. I need some money now. I need y'all to send me some money. I know if you call now, all the lines are full. Just keep on calling. Just keep on calling till you get in. Send your tax-deductible pledges in. All right, at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. These are your lines. We allow you to talk and get your point over. Whether we agree or disagree, we allow you. This is the voice of the people, and we want you to have this voice. 972-647-1893. Also, our belated condolences to my good friend, Dr. D.G. Edwards, on the passing of his mother. Dr. Edwards, you know our hearts are going out for you, and you only get one mother, and our hearts are going out for you. So we've been out of the city, and we have not been here, and we just want to let you know that our hearts are with you. So thank you, Dr. D.G. Edwards, man. You are a man of the time, a physician who treated people like real human beings, who loved people so much you would even go to their houses. Many times you know they didn't have any money, but you still gave them your service. Dr. Edwards, and we want you to have your day in court where you can show why you were mistreated by a certain insurance company, that you were mistreated. So we're still going fighting for that. Y'all can call us, 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 1. We got a lady here. Bernice, let's say good morning to her. All right. Good morning, Bernice.
Good morning, Dr. Barnett. How are you this morning?
Fine. You doing all right this morning?
Yes. I woke up and I got to say this. I want to know, this is not just to our brothers and sisters in the black community, but I need to speak to the white brothers and sisters who are Hispanic, white, Asian. Where are you who profess to be Christ? Where are you with us in this fight for equality and justice? Why are you sitting back when we have all this stuff that's going against us, and you profess Christ, and you talk about that you are standing and you're patriotic, but you're not patriotic when it comes to the needs or the mistreatment of your brothers who are in Christ in your communities? I don't understand that. You fight for everybody. You go over to South Africa. You go over to Europe. You want to do everything for everybody else. But here at home, when it comes to our people that is being oppressed, being mistreated, abused, you sit that idle. And that goes same. I say that also as well as for these black preachers who sit up there and they make billions of dollars and they don't say one thing and they don't do anything to help us unite together. I'm not talking about bringing division. I'm talking about uniting to confront the mistreatment of our people. We are all American citizens, and I'm tired of hearing about we need to fight for this and that for other people in other countries. But when it comes to home, you got people who rode on our ancestors' coattails to do the things that they do now, and they don't lift one finger. They don't even look our way to help us get our act together. We need help. We need people who really care about God's people and not just talk. And I'm just really tired of that lip service, Dr. Barnett.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like you fired up, Bernice.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. I agree with you 100%. Okay.
Yeah. You know what? That's hypocritical to talk about. You want people to come to Christ, but when people are in need, we in a crisis. You're not there.
Nowhere to be found, huh? Yeah, well, you're so right. Nowhere to be found, nowhere to be heard. Actually, they hide in the spook that sit behind the door. All righty. Thank you for your call. All righty.
Okay.
972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Calvin. All righty. Good morning, Calvin. Is Calvin there? I guess Calvin couldn't hold on. Y'all be patient with us. We'll get to your call. We have a lot of calls. We'll eventually get to you. All righty, let's go to line 4 and say good morning to Reggie. All righty, good morning, Reggie.
Yes, good morning, Dr. Barnett.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
That's good.
What I wanted to talk about is how the city of Dallas is always so focused on racial issues abroad and never worry about what's going on here in their own backyard. I was watching Fox 4 News last night and saw Greg Watkins on there preening and posturing, talking about trying to get a civil rights enforcement bureau here for the county, when we've been needing that for a long time. I mean, he's been in office how long? 8 years now, and he just now want to make an election year type of posture. And the thing that really infuriated me is how even when I spoke to him about not just the police shootings and the malicious, I mean, I've been dealing with malicious prosecution for almost 5 years now, and when I had an opportunity to talk to him about it, he said he needed to take pictures with more important people than to discuss that issue that's going on here in Dallas. And
he wasn't concerned about these women that are out there being abused, misused? He wasn't concerned about that?
Well, I'm going to tell you about that, about the women being abused and misused. That has never become an issue until a black man killed his white wife. Then they had a domestic violence rally.
Okay, all hell broke loose then, huh?
Yeah, that's when it all happened.
Yeah.
Another example, South Dallas rapes. They named Chief Brown. He named the wrong guy and put him on blast. And the police over there antagonized this man's grandparents and everything. And he was in jail for DWI. And while the real person was already in town.
Yeah, boy, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? That was very embarrassing. I was so embarrassed I wouldn't even bring it up on radio. That was just embarrassing. Oh, God.
Exactly. And the first thing they want to talk about is we're from the hood. Steve Brown and Craig Watkins, they'll claim they're from Oak Cliff. They're from South Dallas. This is a part of them. But every time you turn around, they're never around. Chief Brown made that same posture last year and said he was going to be at the meeting, the town hall meeting and everything. Guess what? He showed up. He came up late. He didn't even show up.
Oh, man. Well, that comes from the people, not holding these people accountable. People, absolutely. These are your servants. They're your servants, not your celebrities. They're servants. And that's what they're there to do, is to serve you, not for you to be celebrating them and getting their autographs and everything. That's utterly ridiculous. All right, thank you for your call, sir. All righty, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. Let's go to anonymous female on line 2. All righty. Good morning. You're on Knon.
Hey, Dr. Barnett.
Yes, ma'am.
I was calling, I was hearing about everything that was going on about the shooting and different things like that. And I was hearing a young man was talking about the Estel's apartment. Why is it that we can't get no help knowing that they're shooting and different things over there? Why we can't get no help with it? We call the senators, we call the ones that's over the community of that area, and why we can't get no help with it?
Well, it's time to change those people that you're calling. You hold the key when you go to that ballot. If you call this politician and they decide that they're going to ignore you and not come to your aid, you let everybody you know. Call this show. Let everybody you know. Call their names out. And let everybody know that these people aren't doing their job, and there you will ask others to not vote for them again. That's what, get rid of them.
Yeah, because we called, all they say is we going to investigate, but you don't really know what the situation is, because last week it was somebody got killed over there. There's children over there, and it's a bystander, and we at the place now, we just don't know what to do.
And see, here's what they do. Let me tell you something, how they do that. They brand, like it's a certain area, they'll brand everybody in that area, everybody in that apartment complex area. They brand them all as nothing but thugs and thieves and dope fiends and everything negative, when there are good people staying in those areas, but they're surrounded by others that aren't so good, and they have to suffer. All because many times they do not have the finance to get out of certain areas to move somewhere else, and they are held at bay. And it's a sad situation that we don't have the type of politicians here in Dallas that will come to the aid and the rescue of those who need us the most. So we just left hanging there.
Yeah, this is what really makes it so bad, because the Dallas Housing Authority know what kind of condition it's in.
And we'll place people in there that's vulnerable. They do mess like that.
Yes.
See, yeah, but you have to understand that a Dallas Housing Department is a board that's appointed by elected officials. When it comes down to all of that, it still goes back to those elected officials who appoint these people to head these organizations, who hire these administrators to do the job. And if these administrators are not doing the job, the board can get rid of them. And we got people that are elected can get rid of those board members who are not doing a good job themselves. But those elected people officials aren't doing a good job.
And we call the policemen, and the policemen tell us that they know what the situation is, but yet they're not doing anything about it.
Yeah, well, in other words, they're telling you tough luck.
Yeah.
And but we got to keep on pushing. Maybe we need to come over there and hold a rally. Maybe we need to come and march there. That's that Bonneview and Simpson Stewart, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, maybe we need to come over there and hold a march and rally and candlelight visuals and start bringing this before the media and everybody, and let them know who represents that area, and let them know that these representatives aren't doing their job to help the residents of that community. But thank you for your call.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Do I have... Let's try Rodney. Did we get Rodney? I have much stuff going on across my desk here. Rodney, are you there? Hello, Rodney? All righty. Yeah, the people are having to wait so long that they're hanging up. All righty. 972-647-1893. Let's look at who do I have on line for? Who's on line for? Good morning, young Knon.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm sorry I didn't call your name. Can you tell us who you are?
Yeah, my name is Ike.
Ike. Oh, okay. It's Ike Steen? All right. Yeah. We got things mixed up here. All right. Good morning, Ike.
Good morning.
Fine. How you doing this morning?
I know you got a lot of calls, and I want to be brief. And I heard one of your callers talking about the city council and things that's going on in the city. Well, we got a big mess going on here with HUD and the federal government about a bunch of money that our mayor and our city manager is trying to keep quiet about it. We already had to pay almost $1 million back. So we got all this going on. Plus, I'm not trying to, criticize our district attorney, but I'm against this idea. I heard a guy talking about this civil rights council that he's trying to start. Well, it's a good idea. But look who he's going to put in charge of it. He's going to have a prosecutor and an investigator. Well, my problem is it's like letting a fox guard the chicken. Because the prosecutor...
That fox can guard the hen house, huh?
Yeah, the prosecutor is the one that help railroad people to jail. Not all prosecutors are bad, but most of the people you're getting exonerated now, they had problems with prosecutors withholding evidence.
Yeah.
and bad investigation. So it's a good idea, but they need somebody like a citizen review board or something to do that instead of somebody else in law enforcement, because police and prosecutors work hand in hand to send you to the penitentiary in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you send a prosecutor out to investigate a police student?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, then we heard it on your radio station that one of the chief prosecutors in this town said that a prosecutor has a bunch of power and he has the authority to take your case to trial or to dismiss the trial.
That's right.
He got more authority than a judge. So why would I want a prosecutor investigating a shooting and he's got the authority not to even take it to court?
Right.
So we need somebody else over that. I mean, it's a good idea to have that, but
well, we're going to try to talk to the DA this week. There seems to be a lot of people upset with our DA, and he don't need this during an election year. He needs to come on, and we need to get some things nailed down and straight about this, and we need to talk with our district attorney.
I'll say this before I hang up. More than likely, I'm going to vote for him. But you're going to have to bring some better stuff than you bring him, because I'm not going to help him get out of there with the people that's running against him. And, I done talked to them people, and they don't seem to be upright with you. They beat around the bush and avoid the questions and try to filibuster. So I'm probably going to vote for him, but I wish he could show me something better than he's showing. So at that, God bless and have a good day.
I tell you, I'd like to thank you for your pledges, man. You have really supported this program, and I'd like to thank you for your tax-deductible pledge. Thank you, Ike. All right. 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. Boy, who do we... let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Miss Hawkins, all righty? Good morning, Miss Hawkins.
Hello, good morning. How are you, Reverend Barnett?
Fine. How are you this morning?
Good. I'm doing okay. I was calling in.
I tell you what, would you put her on hold? We're up against a short break. Would you hold on? And we'll take you right after the break, all righty? All righty. All right, we're up against a short break, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back on Church for Information and Open Forum, and you can reach us at 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. We need some pledges coming in. We need some money this morning. We haven't raised any. Very little. We've raised just very little. And we need some money coming in. I know they said maybe, I don't know if it's over or not, but I know the pledge drive for my show is not over. I've been gone for a couple of weeks, missed a couple of shows. I have been out of town. I had to travel. And I need to come back in here and raise some money. And I need y'all to call me at 972-647-1893. I haven't looked at my listing of those who have pledged, but I do know they say it's very low. So that means a lot of my callers aren't pledging. They aren't pledging. No pledge is too small. No pledge is too great. Definitely. And you can pledge $25. You get perks at $25. Whatever you pledge, $5, $50, $500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever you pledge is much needed. So call us, 972-647-1893. If you get a busy signal, just call back. All of our lines are filled. I understand that. But keep calling till you get in with your pledge. All right, let's go back to line 2 and say good morning to Miss Hawkins. All righty. Miss Hawkins, you're there?
Yes. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm hearing the people on the call. We hear them all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing we need to understand, and even myself as a people, and of course I'm going to ask some questions, but we've been holding a silent conversations amongst ourselves as a people. Mm-hmm. The only thing you hear in nationwide news areas is we don't mind you having a debate with us. We don't mind you having a global conversation about race. Well, as we having a conversation, they building missiles, They increasing the military image in our local and state police forces. As we conversate, now I'm gonna tell you something. We as a people have sat at the negotiating table for 50-some years. No other set of people will sit at a negotiating table for this long about anything. We are the only one dragging our feet saying we will be organized. We are not organized. Like the man said it called before her. We need a united front. Yes, we do need some militants, and we do need the peaceful people. During Martin Luther King's time, it wasn't our best interest as the Negro to not be violent. And I'm not condoning violence. I'm not condoning it. But at some point in time, we got to stop having conversation. We got to stop just talking about it. And another thing, when I look back on that, I'm not going to be funny, but when I look back on that 40 acres and a mule, we never went back and got that. When I look up on reparations, we're not talking about it anymore. Only thing we doing is having a private conversation about as a people. So, Reverend Barnett, this morning, I applaud you like I do every Saturday, but I applaud you even more for your strength and how calm you are this morning. Because I just feel that you calm because you know why? You said the only thing we're going to do is go back to talking. The only thing we're going to do is we're not going to go out and vote.
No.
Complain about these people shooting our kids. And another thing, this is not we're going to get our reparations as a people. You're not going to repay us after you shoot down our kids and then give the parent or guardian millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You're not going to repay us by putting our men in prison wrongfully convicted 20, 30 years. They done broke up a family, a home, and a person's mind and come back and give them a check. You're not going to repay us after they did time, come back and give them some Social Security, disability. You're not going to repay us this way. We're going to get it the way you're supposed to have been gave it to us. Back when 40 acres and a mule was supposed to have been given. You know, they never did that. Was that a legit document?
All right.
Was that a legit
No. Here's what happened though. But some people had money. Some people had. Now I'm talking about black people, but we didn't know how to use it. Even today, let me explain something to you. Our entertainers and our athletes right now, if they came together and made up their minds, they could bail the black race out. They make billions of dollars every. And I haven't even included the black business people, black preachers, and every other people who have money. Just those two groups, if they would come alive and wake up and realize what's going on. I was talking to Magic Johnson about that. He said you'd be surprised the number of people that he tried to get to go with him to do something to bail the black race out. He said the number of entertainers and athletes that turned him down, y'all would be shocked to know the negative statements they made to him.
What is that comatose state about? What is that state of not being conscious and just alert about your basic
we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned not to do nothing for ourselves.
Everybody out here walking around with blindfolds on. I said, why are we not saying anything? Don't tell me.
I'm going to tell you a group we need to observe. The Hispanic group. These people coming here with nothing. Next thing you know,
they done took it over.
They're unified and they're going forward. We sitting back complaining. Well, we've had the same opportunities.
That's right.
I'm sorry, but for the volume calls, I have to move today, all right?
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, ma'am. 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Let's go to Equoya on line 4, all righty? Good morning, Equoya.
Hello?
Yes, go right ahead. You're on Knon.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
I'm calling to make everyone aware of the situation that's going on here in Denton, Texas. And the other night, which would have been Thursday night, a little boy was sent out. He's 13. He just turned 13. He was sent out by his mom to take out the garbage. It was around 10 o'clock. The garbage is not far. The dump is not far from his building where he stayed in the apartments. And the apartments are the Rosemont apartments in Denton.
Okay.
And a man beat him with a stick because a grown man beat a child with a stick because he thought the boy knocked on his door and ran. And,
so what?
Yes. He thought the little boy.
He beat a child. He didn't know who did it, or if it was done at all. And he beat him. All right. What have the authorities done?
They came out and they did not arrest him.
Why they did not? That's child brutality.
Yes, and child abuse, whatever you want to call it, is wrong. and there was witnesses.
Obviously, it was a little black boy.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because there'd been a little white boy. He'd be under the jail right now, whether he's black or white.
The baby had bruises all on his legs. He had to go to the hospital. He is now on crutches. The little boy is on my son's football team, and that's how we were made aware of it, because, the team mom called everybody and wanted to make people aware. And so he wasn't arrested. They came out. The little boy ended up getting a citation because he was out past curfew.
Wait a minute, but he was going to the dumpster to empty some trash. I'm sure his mother probably sent him out there, right? To empty the trash.
Yes, she sent him out there with him and another little boy, his friend. They walked to the trash can. The man asked him, "Why did you bang on my door and run?" He said, "No, sir, we didn't do that. We're just taking out the trash." And he decided to take matters in his own hands and beat the boy with a stick. He grabbed him up by his shirt, slammed him to the ground. The witnesses even said that he chased the boy.
Was this a black man that did this to the show?
No, it was a white man.
Oh. So a white man beat a black child and didn't get put in jail, huh?
Exactly. And
I'll tell you what, Equoria, when you go off the line, I'm having to put you on hold. We're going to get your number. We want to talk to you about this, okay?
All right. Well, I just wanted everyone to know that
we got to just not know. We got to do something about this.
Well, we are rallying together, and that's why I wanted to come on here today to let you all know we're protesting at the square here in Denton, downtown, at noon. And we just want justice for Ahmaud.
At noon time today?
Yes, at noon time today. We rallied yesterday.
At the Denton Square?
At Denton Square,
Just go straight in there on Denton. You'll run into the square. Don't worry about that. Yeah, exactly. You'll run into that. Lord have mercy. It's so much going on. It's unreal. People, we better wake up. Because had a black man beat a white child, they probably have him hanging right now, something from the highest tree that was around that area. But thank you for that information, but I would like to get your number.
All right.
And call you. Put her on hold and get her phone number. All right. That clears the line. Well, it doesn't clear. All right. 972-647-1893. Let me see, where do I need to go? All righty. Thank you, Mr. McCraney. You and Miss McCraney. Y'all some of the nicest people you will ever want to meet. I got a chance to meet them at the rally. Oh, they some wonderful people, Mr. Oscar McCraney. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for your tax-deductible pledge. I do need those pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. All right. I know you can't get in right now. The lines are filled, but please, just please, keep calling until you get in. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning to caller. All righty. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning. I'm very sorry. What I wanted to report is that there's another shooting that has happened that has not gotten very, very little notice. It was in Ohio, and I'm sorry, I can't remember what city it was. But it was a young man. He was 22 years old. He was in Walmart, and he went to the car department, and he was walking around talking on his cell phone, and he had a BB gun. It was a white couple. Had you heard the story?
Yes, I'm going to give you the city. It's one of the largest cities. Oh, God. Start naming this. Name some of the cities. Columbus, Cleveland.
I believe it was Dayton, Ohio.
I'll give you the name of the city in Ohio. It'll come to me. But I heard about that earlier, about 1 or 2 days ago. I heard about it, and they shot him there at that Walmart. Yeah, I heard about it.
He turned around and told them he had a toy, but the police shot him and killed him. Mm-hmm. And with all the commotion in the store, one of the customers saw the shooting, and she died from a heart attack in the middle of Walmart.
God have mercy. This sad. what's going on? Well, I know what's going on. The hatred for our African-American president is boiled over in the minds of a lot of people, and they just cannot suppress it any longer, and they're acting out and carrying out how they really feel. Let's be honest and truthful about what's going on in America, but it's time for us to stand up. It's time for people of all ethnic groups that are decent people. There are decent white people out there. They are decent people. It's time for all people to stand up and be counted. I thank you for that information. All righty, 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. I'm not sure which one to take. I see Reverend Ron on here. Wait a minute. Let's go to line 3. All righty. This is Reverend Wright. Rev, are you on 3?
Good morning, Pastor. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Got a powerful show going this morning, Doctor.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you for sitting in for me a couple of weeks ago.
Well, we thank God for you and the show, Pastor, because this is our only form of information. Well, I know you got a lot of callers, and I just want to say, yeah, it's just a stand, Pastor. Me and you been fighting these battles for the last 10 years or so, and nothing happens, and it gets worse and worse, and people get excited. Good 35 minutes, and at the end of the day, it's nothing else is said.
It's subsided.
Nothing else is said. You had some great callers in.
Yeah.
Some great points about our elected officials. And one of the callers mentioned Craig Watkins and Israel. We've been trying to talk to the district attorney's office about doing this for years. And he made a better point. Why is it when it comes to election time, now you want to start doing this? We got to quit being stupid to ourselves and start holding these people accountable that look like us. Now, even though you look like me, don't mean you're going to get my vote. And chances are he won't be getting mine because we've been fighting this battle and been saying police to police, and it's been ignored. But now, because election time, you find it's not robbery to go make an announcement you're going to start policing the police.
Yeah.
This is a joke, Pastor, and you know it is. I do have a couple.
Go right ahead.
I did talk to a couple of elected officials that want to talk to you, and they don't have a problem with you coming, with you addressing them on whatever they want to address. And as a fact, I think one of them is a young lady that's running, unfortunately, running against Craig Watkins, who we unfortunately have to hold accountable. But she had to go to the Republican Party to run against it, and just to try to make things right. But we need to start holding these people accountable. Your caller said we got some black city councilmen, all what the congressmen, and we still going through what we're going through. And they want
I keep saying, almost on every level of government, except for the governor and the U.S. senator, we're represented by black people.
And still fighting battles like we're
and still got to fight the battles ourselves, and we should be there to give them support and work with them, but they're not doing anything.
Not a one has stood up and said, this has got to come to an end.
Right.
I mean, like I said, the only reason now they want to do something is because it's called NASA. And I heard the other day that the chief was on TV saying that Dixon Circle didn't get battled like that because he was there. And, I mean, because they stepped in. That had absolutely nothing to do with the police department. Myself, along with the city councilman Caraway, and was there. They kind of like, and Reverend Freeney calmed the people down over there because they were outraged. But it had nothing to do with DPD because they were the reason why they were there. And so these type of things get the attention of and it hasn't been done here. All you see is a couple of preachers that's fighting for our rights, Reverend Barnett and Reverend Wright, all the time fighting, and nobody says a thing until it starts happening to them or when it gets national. We don't own the news media down here.
Why are we so comfortable until the wolf come to our door?
And don't know the wolf is out there. He eventually don't come to
Oh, yeah, he's in the yard. He's getting ready to knock on their doors, and they don't seem to realize it.
They don't seem to realize it. They think we're out here fighting just to be fighting. And we don't own any media. We don't have anybody to tell our story. And so the reason why that Missouri got that attention because the community became hostile, and that's what it's going to take to get the attention. I mean, the president said that we need to come down, and I agree with your call. Don't tap where you live. If you go tap something, I'm not saying you need to go tap something, but don't tap your own home if you're going to tap something. Well, I agree with that, but we don't need to, like you said, Pap, We don't need to sit up under the shade tree every time something happens.
Yeah.
So, they bought most of the people that's supposed to be black leaders in our community. I can't tell you to calm down and you just lost your son.
Mm-hmm.
Or they done killed 68 black boys, Clinton Allen, Tobias Snatch, and all these boys in Dallas, and we've not done one thing. All you see is a couple of preachers on TV fighting for our people. And at what point will we wake up, Pastor?
Look, it's ridiculous. It's so sad. It's disheartening. We vote in Dallas, but don't know. It seems like the people elect people who are not going to do anything. And those people there in Ferguson, Missouri, don't vote at all. It's so disheartening. It's disenchanting. But we're going to have to work together, and we're going to have to get people that we can trust and that are strong and will stand and put them in office, and people that are help stand up for our community. We will even then we'll still have to stand with them.
Exactly.
We don't ever step back. We don't ever stand back or stand down, but we at least that person that has the ability to make policy will be in position to make policy that the community can live with. That's what we really need.
I agree. Quick statement. I know you got callers. One is the rally that's going to be in Irving. I was intending to get in touch with you because they did want you to come over and speak. Now this is I'm talking about the STL and DWF. That's 700-800 people that are members. Now, all of them might not be there, but a couple of hundred will be there. And they did want.
What address is this one?
That's the one that's going to be out in Irving.
Oh, okay, the latest is going to be on what is it, Northgate?
Yeah, they're Northgate.
Yeah.
Northgate at Victoria Park.
Yeah, Victoria Park.
They wanted to know if you would come out and be one of the speakers as well.
What time? What time did she say that was? 6 o'clock.
It's going to be at 6 o'clock today.
Got one then at 12 noon. Got one in Southern Oaks at 1 o'clock.
12. Okay.
All of this is about us being abused. So, brothers and sisters, we got our hands full.
And Sam, tell that young lady from Denton to give Justice Seekers a call, and so we can look into
we got our number, and we're gonna connect. We're gonna connect her up. Okay.
Okay, and I'll call you after the show.
All right. Okay.
All right.
All right. 972-647-1893. I'm up against a short break. We got one line open. That clear the line. 972-647-1893. I guarantee you, I'll get y'all all in if you call in this last segment. We'll be right back. All right, we're back on Church Information in Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. You can reach us at 972-647-1893. We need some pledges coming in. We need some more money. Thank you, Dr. McCraney and the McCraney family. Thank you all. But we got Knon custom Texas Rangers style baseball jerseys, and we got all kind of, you name it, we got it. Chairs, whatever you think, you can imagine, we have something with it and has the Knon logo. 972-647-1893. I know you're having a hard time, those of you who are calling with pledges, but please keep calling. I know the lines are filled. And, wow, we could have used 50 lines today. But I do have to raise money to stay on the air. Y'all do understand that. Y'all do understand it. And we give everybody an opportunity to talk, whether we agree or disagree. We want you to call your tax-deductible pledge in. Now, I'm going to take you in this last segment, take you kind of fast. I don't ever like cutting callers off, but we want to take you fast because I do need to get some people that's going to pledge to us in on the show. 972-647-1893. Let's go to that grandmother on line 2. All righty. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I was calling to share a situation I had with a state trooper traveling from Texas. I visit Texas often.
Mm-hmm.
And I would stop, and the first thing he said is that in my state, it's illegal to have dark windows. Well, I finally got a car that I really liked. I'm a senior. Mm-hmm. I never thought about the dark windows. He never gave me a ticket, But he stopped me with a mechanical, either a traffic violation, and he called the narcs. So the narcs come and ask me if I have any drugs. Do I have $10,000 or more? And
So what?
Yeah, these are the questions.
What, you was speeding?
I don't think so, but he never said that. All he said was it's illegal to have dark windows in the state you come from.
In the state of Texas?
I'm not from Texas. He cited what he thought was the law in the state I came from. He said it's illegal to have windows. That's why he said he stopped me. So I was puzzled as to why he had to call the narcs. The narcs asked me could they search my vehicle. I said no because I knew I hadn't done anything illegal. I didn't have anything illegal. So I never disrespect the police. I told him no, he could not put that animal in my car to search. He said in that state they can go around your vehicle if they think there's something in, then they get in your vehicle. I told him the only thing you're going to find is medication. I've done nothing illegal. No, you can't search. I took some pictures, but my problem with that is if you stop me for a traffic violation, my windows, there's no need to call the narc on me.
Well, he's there to enforce the laws of the state of Texas, not whatever state you come from. He's not there to support their laws. That was a illegal stop and right there. That was illegal.
It seems so. It seems so to me.
Did you get his name?
No, but I took the best pictures I could take that day because it made no sense.
Did you get the patrol car number?
Well, I have the pictures, and I also have the specific date. It was outside of Texas, but it was a state trooper. But I'm traveling back and forth a lot, so I'm concerned. I've been to Texas so many times with this vehicle, never stopped. I think they just profiled me because they assumed the way I had my headscarf on, it was turned around, like I guess you would say the way Tupac would wear it. And through the windows, I might have looked like a black male from a distance, and I really believe that may be why they stopped me. I appeared to be a black male. Then he calls it narc. I didn't get a ticket, but it's senseless to call the narc for someone you stopped for a window violation. It does not make sense. So, yeah, I have all the particular information.
You say you were not in the state of Texas?
No, I travel to Texas often.
Okay.
I was outside of the state.
What part of Texas were you in?
No, I was in Tennessee when they stopped me, but I come to Dallas often, and I've never been stopped in this vehicle, so I was really puzzled why he would cite that. You know, it's illegal. Oh, wait a minute, the narcs wanna, and they asked me all the questions I told you. So I did contact somebody in the state of Tennessee to see if they would talk to me. They haven't called me back yet, but I'm concerned because I come back and forth to Dallas so much. I don't want this to happen. I respect police. I would never do anything aggressive towards them. I just said, no, you may not search, and I will always say that because I know I'm not doing anything illegal.
Because when you give them the opportunity to search your car, say yes, they may tear your seats out. They can do anything to your car. If you give them permission. So anytime that they stop people, when they stop you and ask you, they say, tell them no. They tell them no. No. If they don't have a warrant, they can't search your car. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you for that call. All right. 972-647-1893. Where am I? Who do we have on line 4? All right, who we have on line 1? All right, let's try James. Okay, let's try line 1. James, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Reverend Barnett. Good morning.
Oh, James from Palestine. Good morning. How are you?
Yes, sir. Good morning. I'm really blessed, and I know you are too, and the rest of the listeners. Reverend Barnett, one of your concerns about raising pledges is I've been holding this line for 35 minutes, so whoever's answering these phones, they kind of holding up for your pledges by holding this line just to get in.
We have a new young man that's doing this, and my show is not the easiest show to produce. It's a hard show.
Right, I appreciate it, but I just let you know that, but I'm not going to give up on you.
I thank you for holding, James. I thank you.
Sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, please, sir. People, bear with us for a little while, and he'll get the hang of it. All right. Please bear with us, and please hang on the lines, and please keep calling until you get in. We need those pledges coming in, and I certainly thank you, and I thank all of y'all for being patient. Be patient with us for the next couple of weeks or so, and things will be going all right, okay? Till we get it smooth. All right, is James there?
Oh, I thought you were good to hang up. I'm sorry.
No, you hung up on him? Oh, my God. Okay, all right. Maybe James call. Try to get back in right quick. James, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Bring me up. Who do we have? Bring me up line 2. Who's on line 2? Let's go across the board. Corey? All right.
Yes.
Good morning, Corey.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Fine. You doing all right?
I'm doing good. I am the sister to the young lady that called. Her name is Sequoia. She was on hold, but somehow she got disconnected.
Oh,
but,
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We pretty much in the same house, and we just want to know, make sure the information get out there. But there's another incident that happened in New York. I don't know if you heard about it. This was right after Eric Gardner.
After the guy got choked?
Yes. Eric Gardner, there was a black woman who was legally breastfeeding her baby. And
that incident. Yeah, go right here. Go out.
And she was illegally stopped by a New York police officer. And apparently there must have been some debate about her breastfeeding publicly. And what he did was he snatched the baby from her arms, and that baby fell to the ground and bruised his head pretty badly.
What? No, I didn't hear this one. No, I hadn't heard this one.
Yes, the baby was checked from the mother's arms, and the baby fell to the ground, to the concrete, and the head was bruised, bleeding. And the mother said the mother just screamed for her baby. And the officer looked at the baby, but didn't run toward the child to see if the child was okay. But he just, proceeded with the arrest. To arrest her.
He didn't even check the child. Did he call for an emergency ambulance or things like that to come immediately? He was probably concerned about covering his behind, though, wasn't he?
It probably was. The article did not specify that he had tried to see if the baby was okay. It just said that he looked at the child, but just proceeded to arrest the mother.
Now, when did this happen?
This happened about maybe 2 weeks after the Eric Gardner. Yes, and I don't think people are really aware because the media, push things like that.
Only because she was breastfeeding.
Correct.
Something that's natural that God gave us.
Yes. I'm a new mother. My baby just turned 15 months. And I remember last year when I was going through the classes that I was given a card. And that card is to identify me as a mother who produces milk to feed my baby. And if anyone had any problem, then I was to show them that card, showing them that, that it was okay for me to breastfeed.
I think that's one of the most beautiful and honorable things any mother can do for her child. It's more than just the nourishment of a mother's milk, but it just seems to bring about something different in the child that's been breastfed, the different one that's been bottle fed, and
exactly.
That's just something different in those children that are breastfed. And to disrespect that and dishonor that and snatch this child, and he falls, and more than likely it's semen in New York, because everywhere you look, it's a semen jungle, as they used to call it. But okay, has there been any uprising on this? Have you heard anything? Have anybody addressed it?
No, no one has, and that's the reason why I'm calling, just because I know that the Mike Brown, I know what happened with him, I know what happened with the young man in Ohio, I heard about Eric Gardner, but, what seems to be trending now is the Mike Brown, and, I'm praying for that family, but just to let everybody know that it didn't stop there. There's other things that
there are Mike Browns all over the United States.
Correct. That's right.
They're happening everywhere.
That's right. And I had a feeling that after Trayvon Martin, once the George Zimmerman guy was not, indicted.
A black male under 20 is killed every 28 hours by the police in the United States.
Oh, my
Did you know that?
No.
Every 28 hours, one is killed. Look here, I got to get my job line in. I'm sorry. Thank you for your call. Thank you very much for the information. Bring me on line 3 right quick. Let's see can we fastly get Greg Barber in. Greg, are you there?
I'm here, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Looks like today, if you don't go out and join the fight, it brings it to your doorstep.
Well, it's coming to your neighborhood real soon and to your doorstep. Are there any jobs out there?
There are some jobs out here this morning on our SAT job line. That's Solutions and Access Today job line, brought to you every Saturday morning during church information and open forum here on Knon 89.3, the voice of the people. This morning on the job line, we have UT Southwestern looking for customer service representatives. They're asking you to apply online at www.jobs.utsouthwestern.edu.careers.com. Once again, that's www.jobs.utsouthwestern.edu/careers. Janet King of Dallas is looking for customer service representative. They're asking you to send your resume to DIS reception at janetkingdfw.com. Once again, that's Janet King of Dallas is looking for a customer service representative. They're asking you to send your resume to DIS reception at janetkingdfw.com. Manchester Industries is looking for customer service representatives. They're asking you to forward your resume to manind@manind.com. Once again, that's Manchester Industries is looking for customer service representative. They're asking you to forward your resume to manind@manind.com. K&M Tires is looking for warehouse workers. They're asking you to apply online at www.kmtire.com. Once again, that's K&M Tires is looking for warehouse workers. They're asking you to apply online at www.kmtire.com. 84 Lumber is looking for warehouse workers. They're asking you to apply online at www.84lumber.silkroad.com. Once again, that's 84 Lumber is looking for warehouse workers. They're asking you to apply online at www.84lumber.silkroad.com.
Greg, I hate to cut you off, but because of time, it's my fault. Everybody, it's my fault. I went too long before I put him on. But we thank you. We thank you for that. And I'll bring you on much earlier from now, okay?
All right.
All right. I thank you. Thank you for the great job you do. Thank you, Dr. Edwards. He just gave us a $250 pledge. Y'all keep these pledges coming in. I'll be here for a little while. Thank you, Dr. Edwards, and thank all of you calling, all of you listening. Coming next is Workers Beat, and I'm sure they got a lot of interesting stuff going on. I'm sure there's much stuff going on in this nation right now. I don't know. All right, so I'm Senior Pastor Heavenly Joy Church. We're located at Brewton and Masters. Come by and see us at 11 a.m. services begin, and Sunday school 9:30. So y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. May the Lord bless all of you. Bye-bye.
KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people. Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.